morning, Marco. This is the Good Morning Marco podcast, the first, only, and best
There we go.
podcast.
On Marco Island.
I'm your host, Jordan Crayley,
And I'm Ryan Sullivan.
and today we have a super special guest.
Michael O'Regan, otherwise known as Moose O'Regan.
Well, do you prefer Michael or do you prefer Moose?
Yeah, everybody calls me Moose.
Okay,
so,
I've been introduced to you as Moose by Rains, but so
No problem.
today when we're uploading this is St. Patrick's Day, so this is our St. Patrick's Day episode because of course no other place would be more fitting
yeah.
than here. So so Moose, very happy to have you on the podcast.
Pleasure,
It's been in the background for a little bit because we had interviewed DJ Raindrop a few what was that? Was that like our 10th episode or something like that? I don't know. It was a little bit earlier
the
on. It was in the mid time. It was one of the last episodes before the blow up after the city council episode. Anyway, so if you were to just give a short elevator pitch of what Paddy Murphy's is, where y'all came from, just in the length of an elevator ride. We can get into anything more specific in a minute, but just to start out, your elevator pitch for Paddy Murphy's.
Okay, well, Paddy Murphy's, we started in Naples in 1998. We opened on St. Patrick's Day, March 17, 1998. And with I had two other partners, Johnny Spoons, as we call him, John McNabo. He's from County Cavan, Ireland. I'm from a place called Tralee, County Kerry, in the southwest. And our other partner, Paddy, was from Roundstone, Connemara, and County Galway. So the three of us, there was a September's connection, but I'll get back to that.
Yeah.
We opened St. Patrick's Day in 1998 on 5th Avenue, and we actually got shut down due to COVID on March 17th, Paddy's Day of 2020.
Yeah. Wow.
So that was a real kind of a historic day for us, good and bad. So we were there for 22 years. The building got redeveloped, and we were supposed to go into the new location, but it didn't really happen. We got outbid and decided to take it back to Marco, where everything began, and we opened on St. Patrick's Day 2024.
So this is coming out on the 1 year anniversary then as well.
1 year anniversary this St. Patrick's Day. Yeah, it's pretty special.
That's
so awesome.
Yeah.
So I remember for quite a while it's been just drinks here. So it's been fairly recent that you guys have been serving food now as well,
yeah,
right?
It was kind of a long process. It took us about 3 years
Permitting.
to get through plans and permitting and finally get open. And it was taking so long that we decided, we really wanted to get open on St. Patrick's Day because of the significance of the date.
Oh, yeah.
And obviously we wanted to get some money coming in. So we decided to open as a bar, and it was great we had that option because we had a full liquor license. We didn't need to serve food. So that was a good option to have. And plus, trying to get kitchen staff in the middle of March, it would not have happened. And we probably wouldn't have got open to finish the kitchen. We wouldn't have got open until probably May. So we decided to open as a bar, and then we just finished the kitchen over the summertime, and start hiring kitchen staff, find a chef, and do all of that. And it took a little bit longer too. We finally started serving food about a month ago.
Yeah.
So this is our fourth week serving food, and it's gone really well. So I'm pretty happy we did it that way.
Nice.
Yeah. For somebody who might not be familiar with Irish food, what would you recommend that they try first?
We've been getting great reviews on our food. It took us a while to put the menu together. I actually did it when I was in Ireland. We had a lot of different ideas, and I finally one night sat down in Galway and I got my wife's laptop, and we kind of put it all together. We got some ideas over there, the way Irish food is actually served. Obviously you got the traditional, shepherd's pie everybody loves. That's my wife's recipe. We have, fish and chips, corned beef sandwiches, even though corned beef isn't really Irish, but
it's Irish enough. Everyone considers it.
It's like an Irish-American thing, yeah.
Yeah.
So we have corned beef, Reubens, and then we have we have some open face sandwiches, which is, if you go to Ireland, that's what you will get. They can be cold. We have open face chicken, shrimp, and turkey. And it's on homemade brown bread, the way you get in Ireland.
Nice.
With a little bit of salad, and you know, people are, when they try them, they love them. They're just
good.
really good. They're healthy. And then we have a thing called a sloppy Irishman. It's actually brown bread with the shepherd's pie mix on top. And you can,
that sounds
you can
good.
get that. It's really good. And we have Irish nachos. We use the shepherd's pie again with Irish nachos, homemade chips with shepherd's pie mix on top, pub cheese, onions, and a few extra ingredients, and everybody loves those. So.
I tell you what, it's for somewhere like Marco, where it's, you'd almost say like half the restaurants have almost identical menus. It's really nice having somewhere that has actual like authentic food from the homeland.
Yeah.
So
we wanted something different.
Yeah.
And our menu is really different, you know. And you know, some of it is not what people are used to, but once they try it, they like it.
Yeah,
you know, so,
That's good. I like that a lot. So, talking specifically about this location, what do you think has been some of the biggest challenges so far with the move to Marco? Aside from maybe like permitting, because I mean everyone can relate to the permitting nightmare.
Yeah. I think a lot of people thought it was the city, and you know, it really. I mean, the city couldn't have been more helpful, to be honest. Once you know, we were new to building the place back in 1998. We got everything done in 3 months, but you know, there wasn't as much red tape then as there is now.
Yeah, I know.
So you know, once we got, you know, it took us a while to build the plans and develop them, and you know, finding the right contractor, and you know, we had a great HVG construction. They were fantastic. But once we started the permitting process, the city really tried to help us get open. Once we got our permits approved, we actually did all the work in 10 weeks. It was pretty amazing.
It's pretty fast for a full build out.
It was quick,
Yeah.
So other than that, I mean, it's been fantastic. I mean, it's actually exceeded my expectations. I always wanted to have an Irish pub on Marco, but Marco was very seasonal. I knew the summertime wouldn't support it, but there's a lot more younger families now coming to Marco, and it's more year-round business, and it's been great.
That's good.
Yeah, and there's more of a sense of community here, I think, because I've always lived here.
Certainly say
my
so.
wife, my kids were born and raised on Marco Island, so everybody knows us, and we're getting great support from the community, which is
it's good.
Yeah,
it's good. And whenever I'm in here, I'm usually coming on a Saturday night for DJ
Raindrop.
Friend of the podcast. And it's always like packed in here every time I'm here. So you guys, it's congratulations, you got a winner here.
Yeah,
so.
Thank you. I think everybody thinks that, you know, saying Marco midnight is 9 o'clock, you know, and they think the island shuts down.
Yeah, but the tourists really don't listen to that. They don't care about what Marco midnight is.
No, and there's a lot of young kids on Marco. There's a lot. And my wife used to be a school teacher at the middle school, and and a lot of the kids that come in here, they're like, hey, Miss O'Regan, and you know, she used to teach them.
She was going to be my teacher, but she had quit teaching there the year that I would have gone into her class. I was the 1 grade below when she guys. I was. Yeah, no, 7th grade. 7th grade, I think.
That's
7th grade
math. 7th grade science.
Yeah. Science, yeah. That's funny.
She went
Small
into
world.
real estate after that, so yeah.
Cool. So, looking back, you said the September's connection before.
I started off in New York. So did my other partner John, and Paddy. He was from New York. I knew Paddy in New York briefly. My best friend's sister used to work for him, and we decided to come to Marco Island on a vacation in 1998 for a week. Me and this other guy from Dublin, and as soon as we came over the bridge, I mean, I love the place. You know, I think everybody gets that feeling when they come over the Marco Bridge.
Yeah.
It's pretty special. So then we went to September. Paddy owned it at the time, and I think he'd bought it about maybe 6 months previous. So I really liked the place, and I was like, any chance of a job? So
Wait, now I'm of course I wasn't here at the time, but I've heard the name of like I know September's, the Islander, a couple others. Where was September's? Which one was it?
September's was it's a medical marijuana building
Yes,
now.
yeah, we're moving. Okay, yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it was right next to the SunTrust building there.
Mhm. Yeah.
So there wasn't much on the island at that time. There was September's. There was another nightclub called Illusions, which is over by a two-story building next to McDonald's there.
Yes.
That was the other nightclub, and then there was a bar called the Jolly Roger, which was where Joey D's is now.
Okay.
And then you had down at Pier 81 there was Shays. It was like a hotel. And then you had all the hotels, the Marriott, and that was it. I mean,
and like 3 7-Elevens.
yeah, exactly. Yeah. So the island was a lot different back then, but it has grown a lot. But it was always a lot of fun. So yeah. But that's where we started. I was a bar manager in September's for 10 years, and my other partner Johnny Spoons, who's my partner now. He came down, I think, in 1995, I think. And he started work. I had a moving company at the time too, Irish Brogue Moving Company, and he came to the bar one night. His sister lived on Marco, and he was visiting her, and he said, "Is there any work on Marco? How's the work situation?" I said, "What do you do?" He said, "I bartend and I drive trucks." I said, "I'll give you 2 jobs tomorrow." So about 6 months later, John came down.
You didn't even have to say, "I know a guy." I am a guy.
I am a guy. So he came down and started working in September on the weekends, and he ran the moving trucks for me for like a year and a half.
Right.
And then I think September's finished in 96 or 97, something like that.
Yeah.
And we went from there. Me and Paddy got a place out on 951 called, I don't know, where Cracklin' Jack's was?
Yes.
That little
Yeah.
building on the right there. We had that for maybe about a year. And then Paddy went back to Ireland, and he said, if you find any place, in the meantime, give me a call and I'll come back. And I found the place, Fifth Avenue, our location in Naples. There was a guy that had a bagel shop. It's called Bully's Bagels, and he was right next door to where Paddy Murphy's was. It was actually an antique store before we took it over, and he said, you guys are on 951, you're wasting your time. Why don't you come up to Fifth Avenue? I was like, no, I think the rent will be a little high up there. And he said, he told me what he was paying. I was like, really? And I said, yeah. He said, if I get you a meeting with the landlord, will you? I said, sure. And about a week later, I signed a 10-year lease.
There you go.
And I called Paddy. He came back, and me, Paddy, and John started Paddy Murphy's, and that was it.
That's incredible.
Yeah. So it's really nice that we're actually all back on Marco again. Paddy is actually coming down and staying with me from the 16th of March till the 21st, I think. So
great. So all 3 of it will be back.
Yeah. Paddy's retired now, but he's he loves to come down around Paddy's
the boys
Day,
are back in
and
town.
he was really excited. He was here for the opening last year. It's his legacy too. So we all started this together. So
That's awesome. You'll have to throw like a huge welcome back party.
yeah. No, it really is. Yeah. So he'll be excited to see that we have food now, and we've done a lot even since in the past year.
Oh,
so
yeah.
Yeah. Well, speaking of parties, I see that you guys do like different trivia nights. You have different performers outside of DJ Raindrop.
Yeah.
So, which one's your favorite? Which one do you always try to get to?
The people love the trivia. It's getting a little challenging now with food because people are coming in and we're trying to have dinner and trivia's later. But it's great. Local people love it. We tried it, especially not having food. Excuse me. To get people in, when you don't have food, it's a little harder. But we did it. We started it on a Wednesday night, and it was so successful. We did it on Monday as well. So there's a line out the door trying to get in for trivia now, which is great. And Tuesday we have we have live music on Tuesday, Thursday. Me and my wife sing. Right here, we're singing tonight. Friday, Saturday,
Nice.
Both me and Mary Jo sing 6 to 9, or 6:30 to 8:30 actually, and then Elliot West Band plays after us. They play till midnight, 9 to midnight, and Saturday we have early music again. An Irish guy, Max Courtney, he plays
Nice.
from 6 to 9, followed by DJ Raindrop. And then on Sunday mornings, we have a traditional Irish music session.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, a bunch of guys. It gets bigger every week. It starts off with 3, and then there might be 5 or 6, and they sit around the table right here actually, and they play traditional music
That's so cool.
and sing from 12 to 3, and we have Irish breakfast on the menu, and it's just a real nice kind of a neat kind of a scene.
Yeah.
And then
once again, something unique that
it's
you're
unique,
not getting anywhere else.
No, you don't get it. Yeah, and we had that in Naples too, but it's really taken off down here for some reason. So, and then we're starting in March. Actually, we'll be starting Irish music again from 6 to 9 on a Sunday afternoon, and that's pretty much it. So yeah,
Nice.
trivia Monday, Wednesday, live music Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
It's a packed schedule. It's
Yeah.
But I think it's great that you have so much that you have established already, so that you already had a great customer base of people who are coming in strictly for the events and the drinks. And now the food on top of it is just building and building and building. As more people are starting to, because I know most of the time when I have a conversation with people, they're like, "Oh wait, Paddy Murphy's is serving food now." It's it's been a slow burn about some people finding out. So I'm hoping that more people will find out through the podcast, because people watch. So, but with that. What's been the biggest difference between running this business on Marco and running it in Naples?
I think in Naples we really kind of became known as the late night spot in Naples on Fifth Avenue. That was kind of our niche there. People would go down, they'd have dinner on the avenue, and then they'd extend the night at Paddy Murphy's. So we didn't really get busy till 9, 10 o'clock at night till 2 in the morning, and that was kind of it. Marco was, we're busy now. So after we started food, we're busy, from lunchtime, happy hours 3 to 6 every day. That's busy, and then even from there on, and at 10 o'clock, all the people in my generation go home, and and then the young, like you guys, all the young crowd come in after 10, 11 o'clock. So it's been, I think that's the biggest difference.
So it's more consistent throughout the day.
It's a steady business, pretty much every hour of the day, really.
Well,
so
that must be nice on the books as well.
It is a lot better, Very good,
What does the future for Paddy's look like? Would you guys ever consider also opening a spot again in Naples?
It's a possibility. Yeah, we might. I mean, we got enough to handle here right now, but I think the plan is maybe eventually to get back to Naples if the right opportunity comes up. Once we get everything kind of running smoothly here, we could. I like a new challenge, and even though it was stressful building this kind of from the ground up. It's when you see it all come to fruition, it's pretty satisfying, when you see people coming in and going, wow, they really like the place. So I kind of like to do it again.
I've noticed that with a lot of visionary type people, where it's just it's oh well, I've got this one project, once that's done I'm done, and then they get there, it's oh, it's done. Well, I got to move on to the next one now, because I'm bored now. It's when things are going too well, there's nothing to do.
You need a bit of a challenge. So we'll see.
Cool. Cool. Let me think. So you grew up in Ireland, or
I was born and raised in Ireland, in a town called Tralee, in County Kerry. It's in the southwest corner.
Right.
It's called the Kingdom.
Okay.
It's beautiful. The scenery is gorgeous. Went to school there. Went to college in Dublin, and then I was a land surveyor. I went back. Played a lot of sports. I played Gaelic football. You see the shirts up on the wall there.
Wow.
Played Gaelic football at a pretty high level, and then I also did judo. I was a Irish judo champion. I represented Ireland internationally, and did that. Sports was a big part of my growing up. And then I left Ireland when I was 26, playing football in New York. I came out. You play football. They give you you play for a team. I played for Kerry in New York, and they kind of set you up. They give you a job, and that's kind of how it all started. And came to Marco in '88 for a vacation, and that was it.
Yeah.
So, yeah. But I go back every year. My wife is actually from where Paddy's from, in Roundstone and Galway.
Mm-hmm.
And we go home every
Small world.
every summer. yeah. So
This is a question that I've started to ask people who moved to Marco. How did you first hear about Marco Island?
Paddy had opened a nightclub. We were we shared a house in Forest Hill, Queens, with one of my friends, Alan Kelly. His sister worked for Paddy in the North River Bar in Manhattan.
Yes, yeah.
And so she was missing we didn't even know she was gone, but she came back after a week, and she was the color of the table here. She was really and we said, where the hell were you guys? And she said, I was in Marco Island. I said, where the hell is that? And they said, she said, it's in Southwest Florida. Paddy and John just bought a nightclub, and she said, you two lads should take a vacation, because we were working day and night. We were white, and so you should go down there for a week. And the following Monday we went down and we booked it. Back then you had travel agents and stuff like that. It was a little different, so we booked it through a travel agent. Came here for a week, and that was it.
Wow. How long was it between vacation to I'm moving down here?
Oh, I never went back to New York.
Oh, really?
No, I stayed.
Oh, that's crazy.
I stayed. Yeah, I was like, I think I kind of like.
Have you been
this
back since, or?
Yeah, I've been. I've been back to visit.
That would be funny. It's just like I never turned back. I didn't even pack a bag.
Yeah, my friend at the time the work was kind of slowing down in New York. I bartended. I also worked in the Teamsters Union. That's how I got into the moving business. And I don't know. I was kind of getting a little slow there, and I just kind of said, I think I'll try this for a while. And I like it, and Kelly, my buddy Kelly, went back. He went back to New York, and he actually ended up moving back down about a year and a half later.
Cool.
Yeah. So that was the start of it.
Nice.
And then I had three kids actually. Michael, my son, he's my partner now. He bought Paddy. He bought Paddy out. So he was a partner in the old Paddy's in Naples for about, I guess, the last 4 or 5 years we were there. Paddy retired, and so it's me, John, the original, and my son Mike now. So
cool.
Yeah,
that's very
awesome.
Cool. Here. You kind of like. I noticed that you wanted to ask a question earlier, and I kind of jumped in over you.
It's okay, I forgot it.
Oh, okay.
They say, hang up and call back later, as they say. Yeah.
Well, let's see. We've got a very good history of Paddy's. I like that. I'm a massive history nut, so finding out niche history about different things on the island is so cool to me. And then let's see. I think it might be a good time for some rapid fire questions. So
yes,
Jordan, do you want to explain this a little bit?
Yes. So for our rapid fire questions, we typically do very short and sweet, first thing that kind of comes to your head.
Okay.
Some of them...
This could be dangerous.
Yeah, it tends to be.
I will say I kind of want to start it with more of like the longer question I was telling you about.
Oh, yeah, no, go ahead. That's a really good question,
Yeah.
so go ahead.
I was wondering, if you could sit down and have a pint with any historical figure, who would you choose?
Any historical figure?
I would say, what about any person living or dead? Well,
okay, yeah.
Yeah, say that.
That's a tough one. Probably, I'd say Abraham Lincoln.
I think Abraham Lincoln's a fine choice.
Mm-hmm.
That's a good choice right there. I'd love to pick his brain for a moment.
Yeah,
so
just at the current political, it'd be nice to see what he thinks. Something like that. It'd be interesting. Yeah.
I feel like for a lot of those figures that kind of like in the Americana, like look up to like almost as deities at this point, like George Washington or Abraham Lincoln or Theodore Roosevelt. People want to assign their own beliefs to them.
Yeah.
So it's like, oh, well, they would agree with what I think because I'm right and they're objectively right, so they would agree with me. So it would be really interesting to actually be able to sit down and get like the real perspective from the time. So I like that's a good answer. That's a fine answer right there. Go ahead.
Okay,
Next one.
so I was like, this one just popped into my head, and I don't really know how to phrase this to make it make sense, but leprechauns.
What about leprechauns? Leprechauns isn't a
Do
question.
you have any stories with leprechauns?
Leprechauns,
Any run-ins?
No, well, I mean, they always say, at the end of the rainbow, there's a pot of gold, and the leprechaun is waiting there for you. It's a kind of an Irish myth.
Right.
I think a lot of people think that Irish people are short, which is not the case in my case. But I think the more you go inland, the people do get. But I think everybody thinks people are like 5 foot tall with red hair and freckles, but it's not. It's
not quite.
Not really true. Yeah. So, but there are some smaller people that kind of look like leprechauns, but.
Well, Paddy's is definitely the pot of gold on Marco.
Yeah. Okay. There you go. That's
Hey.
good.
Thank you.
At the end of the rainbow, at the end of the Jolly Bridge,
Yeah.
the pot of gold at the end of the bridge.
I actually have a picture on our website. I was coming to the bar one morning, and the rainbow. I looked up, and the rainbow was actually right going into the gold part of the Irish flag outside. You see the flags wave outside, and I took a picture.
That is awesome.
I'll show it to you when you have time. Yeah, it's pretty neat. So,
All right. Are you more of a morning person or a night owl?
morning person.
Morning person.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
What's your go-to karaoke song?
Ooh, karaoke song. Probably Sweet Caroline. Yeah, that's kind of like my.
That's a pretty good standby.
I think the staff are sick of hearing Sweet Caroline. It's kind of like my party piece. Yeah.
I don't think anybody could truly get sick of hearing Sweet Caroline.
It gets everybody interaction is kind of a big thing. Yeah. So that's fun.
So let's see. What's the best concert you've ever been to?
Best concert. Oh well. It's a pretty neat. U2 used to play in my local bar when I was like 18, 19, which was pretty neat. It was a bar smaller than this, and like back then, I think everybody was playing Bob Dylan, Neil Young, and that kind of stuff. And along comes Bono, and he's trench coat and leather pants, and they were like. Who's this guy? But they became pretty popular pretty quick.
Yeah.
But there wasn't even the cover charge in the beginning. We just sit and listen to them on weekends, and then about maybe 6 months later, there was a cover charge, and they got bigger. They went to England. But I think I saw them after that. After I seen them in my local pub, I seen them maybe 10 years later at Madison Square Garden in New York.
Oh, yeah.
That's awesome.
So that was pretty neat.
Yeah, because I know that they were the opening act, the first band to play at the Sphere in Las Vegas. Yeah. So that's
Aren't they
crazy.
also the first album that auto downloads to your iPhone?
Yes, they are. Yeah. But that's also personally I think that's one of their worst albums too, which sucks because it's so many people were introduced to U2 by one of their. I don't care for that album all that much. But
I was actually at a bus stop in Dublin, and I was standing there, and Bono was standing next to me. You know?
Really?
Yeah. This is back before they were really famous.
Right.
So I said, hey, I'm from Tralee. I used to play in the Abbey Inn, and he's like, oh yeah, that's one of our favorite spots to play. And I said, are you guys going to come back down? They were kind of getting big in England at the time.
Yeah.
And he was like, yeah, we're kind of trying, to go to England and maybe America eventually, and but you never know, we might get back. I love playing at the Abbey Inn, so And then there was a bunch of girls came along. They were all screaming, and we all got on the bus. But that was kind of the last time I actually had a conversation with him. Yeah,
That's wild.
So it was pretty neat.
Yep,
But I think that I saw one of the most or that amazed me a concert was Ed Sheeran. I saw Ed Sheeran in Tampa, and just one guy on the stage with a guitar.
Yeah.
And looped the sound. It was just incredible. Yeah. So yeah.
Yeah, I was similarly impressed when I saw Luke Combs live in concert because it was mostly just him up there, which is one person being able to captivate a crowd that long.
That's a tough. A lot of people has a band and you have that, but just one person to carry that shows and
Also, your U2 story. My dad he grew up in Chicago, so he had a very similar story with, I believe, it was Boston, as in like Peace of Mind, and why is Peace of Mind the only Boston song that's coming to my mind? There's like 100 other like great ones. Not hooked on a feeling. More than a feeling. More than a feeling. But they were playing his local bar circuit, and one of his friends like ran into their dorm one day. It's just like, you guys gotta listen to this album. I just got it from the band that's playing at the bar down the street. And then it's Boston, and they ended up blowing up just like later that year.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah.
Yeah. I have a whole bunch
Coffee or tea?
That's actually coffee, but I like tea too.
There you go. How do you take your coffee? Black, or would you put like creamer or
creamer
anything?
in it? Yeah, like a French vanilla or hazelnut, something like a little bit of flavor. Yeah.
I had to ditch all the creamer and stuff when I first started losing weight back in 2020.
Yeah, it does. Adds a little bit of sugar and stuff. Yeah.
I started drinking my coffee straight black, and I mean, that wasn't the only thing that I did, but I ended up losing around 100 pounds after doing that. So and now it's too sweet for me. When I tried to go back to it, it's like, okay, I can drink fancy coffee now if I want to. I can't now because it's just my taste buds won't allow me.
A lot of people say that. I've heard that before. I know a lot of people that drink it black and they could never go back to the creamers or the sugar. So,
it makes me a little bit more of a coffee snob though, where it's like I prefer like a very specific type of coffee just because I can't mask the flavor with half and half.
I always mask the flavor.
Yeah.
The sweeter the better.
All right, let's see. If you could instantly master any skill, what would it be?
If I could instantly master any skill. Wow. Cooking?
Yeah.
So,
well, you picked out most of the menu. You didn't have much cooking experience.
No, but I know what everything. I know things that taste good.
Yeah. Well, I'd say the same thing.
My wife's a great cook, so me not so much. But.
Yeah. All right, let's see.
What would you choose to master?
Immediately master? It's a toss-up for me of either VFX editing to be able to do like special effects and stuff like that, or singing, because I can sing, just not incredibly well. And if I could sing really well, then I would be able to be getting work left and right. But because
that's probably even though I do sing, but not as good as my wife.
It'll always be nice.
I wish I could sing as good as she does.
Yeah, because I can hold my own for like an octave or two, but not much more out of that. I wish I was a tenor, basically, is what I'm saying. What about you, Jordan? What would be your skill you would want to master instantly?
I would say welding.
Welding.
I know that's not what you expected.
Well, no, it's not what I expected, but I should have come to expect. All right, let's see. So we're working on about a half hour here, so I think we're about to wrap up. Cool. Is there any final questions that you had, Jordan, that you wanted to get before we finish up here.
Not a final question, but a final comment, I guess, kind
Okay,
of.
go
My
ahead.
mom had worked at September's.
Oh, way.
And she used to tell me some stories about all you guys having fun and
Oh,
everything.
no. Who's your mom?
But her name's Carol. Carol, I think at the time it was Dobbs. But for
Oh,
her
my
last
God.
name.
Yeah, I know Carol well, yeah.
But
Wow.
yeah, I don't know. It's like just
Carol
super
is your
awesome to finally meet
Carol's
you,
your-
I guess.
Oh, my God, yeah. Wow. I didn't know that. Yeah.
Yeah. It's a small island. We've been here forever, so it's like our parents are the ones that were here
yeah.
forever. So yeah.
I'm a
What?
dinosaur.
All right. And with that, I believe, is there anything else that you want to mention on the podcast before we wrap up today?
I don't know. Well, anyway, I don't think we have to advertise Paddy's Day, but
Yeah.
this Paddy's Day we'll have music from time 12 o'clock till all the way. DJ Raindrops is going to finish up the night, so I told him to download a lot of Irish stuff. So
Well, of course, also this will be evergreen, so this will be up for a while. So if there's anything else that you want to, any like past St. Patrick's Day that you got coming up that you want to mention, because most of our views come within the first 2 days, but
Okay.
so some people might be missing this on St. Patrick's Day. If there's anything else that you want to mention.
yeah, I think we kind of covered it all. I mean, with all
Cool.
our trivias and our happy
Yeah.
hours and our entertainment. And if you haven't tried us, come out and give us a shot.
Yeah,
I think you'll be
great.
surprised, though. Yeah.
Absolutely. Well, Moose,
Yeah,
it was an
thanks, guys.
incredible
It was a
conversation that we
pleasure,
had
yeah.
today.
Official friend of the podcast.
Official friend of the podcast.
Yeah,
There we go.
cool.
And with that, thank you so much. Oh, wait, no, we got to shout out a couple of things. Go ahead and where can they find you?
Oh,
Almost
my
complete. We
gosh,
haven't
yeah.
done
We
a
haven't done
sit down
this.
episode
Yeah.
in a while. Okay. Where can they find you, Jordan?
I had to think for a minute.
Mm.
You can find me on Instagram at jgcraley03. You can also find my work account, Current Creations FL. That is also the website, so www.currentcreations.
You said like 5 W's.
I had to start over.
Okay.
.com. Anyway, and Ryan, where can they find you?
You can find me at www.ryanmsullivan.com. You can go there to find any of my my freelance video editing work. I can do video editing for any projects. I also do some slight graphic design on the side. I also have my book available on my website now. If you're interested in reading a short horror story, you can pick up Picayune Strand on Amazon right now. As well as you can follow me directly on Instagram at Real Ryan Sullivan. Also, yeah, you can find everything on the website. And then also, to find more from Good Morning Marco, you can go to www.goodmorningmarco.com. You can find all of our episodes there. You can find links to anywhere where you can listen. Make sure that you're listening on Spotify, on Apple Podcasts, rating the podcast 5 stars on all these places as well, because that's very important in the algorithms. But on top of that, we also have a little place on the website where if you want to give us money to be able to keep this podcast running and keep this quality up, it's greatly appreciated. Just scroll down a little bit on the website and there's a little button that says donate. We're not a 501c3, so don't expect a tax-exempt form or anything like that at the end of the year. But also, we are seeking sponsors for the podcast, so if you are interested, you can go ahead and reach out to us on the website as well. There's a little message button in the bottom right corner. Merch, we got hats, we got shirts, we got mugs. All the new designs will be on the website by the time this episode is up, because we're recording this far in advance. It is February.
Last day of February.
Last day of February, but it's still February. Is there anything that I'm missing?
Well, Patty Murphy's also has an Instagram, I believe.
Yes. You want to shout out social
Facebook,
media?
Instagram website is www.paddymurphys.com. So
There we go.
Awesome.
All right. And with that, thank you so much for watching. It really does mean the most, and we will see you all in the next one. Bye.